Time for the French papers then. Flo's with me here on set. They're focusing on President François Hollande, his inauguration yesterday of France's first immigration museum.
That's right. Left-leaning Libération really applauds the speech that François Hollande made yesterday. It was a rare and passionate defense of the benefits of immigration. So let's take a look at the front page of Libération. They talk about La France pour tous, a France for everybody. Libération says that yesterday Hollande remembered immigrants. He really struck a defiant tone and urged the French not to give in to scaremongers and prophets of doom, people who want to dream of a smaller and spiteful, retreating France, a France that is no longer France, according to Libération. And in its editorial, Libération really does pay tribute to this speech. It was a very important speech, a founding speech, the kind of fighting speech we haven't heard from President François Hollande in quite a while. Usually he kind of likes to strike a middle ground, search for compromise. It was nice to see him actually take a stand for once, according to Libération. If he keeps speaking like this about everything, well, he might just stand a chance to be re-elected in 2017.
You never know. Other papers on the left, though, not quite as impressed, were they?
Absolutely. L'Humanité, the communist paper, says, yes, this was a very beautiful speech, but it was also a lot of hot air. You can see here this article. It says that Hollande only has words to offer immigrants. His speech was really same old, according to L'Humanité. There were historical references and declarations that weren't surprising, but there was nothing of substance, according to L'Humanité, especially the promise to give immigrants the right to vote. This was once again swept under the rug because L'Humanité reminds readers that the Socialists have been promising immigrants that they would be given the right to vote since the 1980s, since François Mitterrand was president. And Plantu, who's a cartoonist, pokes fun at this today in a cartoon. You can see François Hollande here giving a tour of this new museum to an immigrant, and he says, oh, well, check this out. This is Mitterrand when he promised to give you a right to vote, and Lionel Jospin, another socialist leader, when he told you he would give you the right to vote. Oh, and here I am when I also made that promise.
But didn't follow through with it, not yet anyway. Now, right-wing papers, also very critical of the president's speech. Le Figaro, you found, accusing him of pandering to disgruntled voters on the left.
Absolutely. According to Le Figaro, yesterday's speech really didn't give any concrete answers to the big questions that are raised by immigration these days. Questions about the economy, questions about integration, radicalization, and especially questions about national identity. And Le Figaro accuses Hollande of following a double electoral strategy. On the one hand, he's trying to reconcile with Muslim voters, and also he's really trying to mobilize these disgruntled socialist voters who have been quite unhappy with his economic policy.
Now, I'm fascinated by this immigration museum itself as well, because it actually opened, didn't it, 7 years ago when Nicolas Sarkozy was president.
That's right. It was a very hushed opening, though, 7 years ago, and Nicolas Sarkozy at the time made a point of not showing up. He's also in the spotlight today in Le Parisien, that's focusing on the fact that he's continuing to turn more and more towards the right. Now, according to Le Parisien, he's convinced that Marine Le Pen, so the leader of the far-right National Front Party, is really going to make it to the second round in 2017. And so he is hardening his position, especially when it comes to immigration. And Aujourd'hui en France, Le Parisien says that just a couple of years ago, he was saying that immigration could be an advantage. These days, what he says is immigration puts into question nothing less than our way of life.
Okay, and finally, Flo has pulled out a very, very, very serious article on the age-old debate about the difference between men and women.
Absolutely. You can read about it in Le Monde. I think this might be the favorite title of 2014.
For you or for me?
For me. It says, men are stupider than women. Science says so.
We all knew that anyway, didn't we?
We all knew that. Yes, but we needed scientific proof.
Okay, right.
Now, according to this article, the battle over which sex is stupider might have been solved. A group of male researchers may have proven that men win hands down. Now, this is a new study published by the very serious British medical journal BMJ. It's noted that men excel in a special class of truly idiotic risk. Now, the study examines 20 years of winners of the Darwin Awards. I don't know if you know what the Darwin Awards are, but it's an award that's given to people who remove themselves from the gene pool, so die, in a way that is idiotic not accidental. For instance, somebody shooting themselves in the head to show that a gun is, in fact, loaded. Now, according to this very serious study, men take home the gold medal nearly 89% of the time. So to quote this very serious study, according to this male idiot theory, so MIT, remember that theory, Stuart, many of the differences in risk-seeking behavior, emergency department admissions, and mortality may be explained by the observation that men are idiots and idiots do stupid things.
And the best thing is, of course, the survey's done by men.
Absolutely.
So we can't believe it. What was it
22.
called?
MIT.
Okay, just made a little note of that. Thanks, Flo. Papers on France 24 for us.